Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition. Alright, I decided that, to go ahead and just look up how this operates. Like I said, this is a mostly blind game in which, you know, I haven't played through the options, I haven't played through the game, I don't know exactly what's happening, so no spoilers, but when it comes to puzzles, I want to keep the game going. I want to keep the playthrough going, the Let's Play, so I will be looking up some things if I'm stumped. And I played around with this for like 5 minutes, and I decided not going to spend that much time on it. So you start with the upper right, then lower right, and then upper left. As you fold the upper left inward to the center, you watch as the upper right unfolds by itself, resuming its normal position. Then you fold the upper right back into the center. As you fold the upper right corner back to the center, the lower left corner mirrors the action until all the corners touch in the center. You watch for a moment, and the corners of the paper raise up, turning the note into a small four-sided paper pyramid. Open the sides of the pyramid. 250 experience points. Nice. You peel back the sides of the pyramid, and the paper disintegrates to dust. Inside is a small triangle-shaped earring. It catches the light and gleams brightly. Let's take the earring. Let's go ahead and quick save, and so it is magical, triangle earring. You received the small earring from folding a note in the mouth of one of the walking corpses in the mortuary. It's a beautiful earring, but despite its beauty, all it seems to do is remind you how strange this world you've woken up into is. So it's magical, we can't identify it, but we can just go ahead and equip it. I don't know what exactly that does. Doesn't look like it's done much else right now. It's out of our inventory, at least, so that's frees up another spot.
I'm gone.
Oops. Alright, the two of you. Let's come on through. Dried blood covers the slab surface. The blood on this table is still fresh. Someone has inserted a tube into the corpse's leg. The tube is attached to a strange clicking machine next to the slab. A jar of embalming fluid. Excellent. Nothing there. Another jar of embalming fluid. My container is locked. Alright, well, we'll figure something out with that in a moment. Nothing there. A bloody cloth covers the remains of this corpse. The stench rising from the body is almost unbearable. This rotting corpse is riddled with tubes. A yellow liquid is cycling through the tubes into a strange machine. The machine is making clicking noises, like an insect. So it looks like we got stairs there, stairs down that we can't actually take. The door is locked, okay.
Forced it.
Yeah, alright. Ancient copper earring closed, and some bandages. Let's see. This copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. A series of strange grooves have been carved on the inside of the earring, however, which might merit a closer examination. Okay, so we can't use it. Maybe we'll get something later that we can do with it or something like that. The door is locked. We'll need a key. Well, let's quick save and then go up these stairs. See where this goes.
I'm gone.
Charcoal Charm. 50% resistance to fire, and 25 resistance to magical fire. This piece of charcoal is a charred bone fragment of some creature, perhaps a finger bone or a talon. Various symbols have been scratched onto its surface. The scratchings are so faint that you almost missed them. This charcoal charm temporarily protects the user against flames and extreme heat. To use the charm, the charred bone is snapped and both halves are ground to powder. Then the charcoal dust is rubbed over the heart of the user. That sounds like a little bit of a effort, but okay. Could come in handy, though. Junk. This mummified corpse looks like it's bound for the crematorium. Oh, there's another thing that I can look at. Hey, another needle and thread, which can heal, I noticed. There's a spool of thread and a small bone needle. They look like they're used for stitching up wounds in living or dead bodies. Heal 6 hit points. I'll talk to the zombies and the dustman in a moment. I'm a little bit worried about the dustman, talking to the dustman. Nothing there. Iron pry bar. Dustman request.
Forced it.
Nice. Clot charm. And some copper commons. Clot charm. Heals 9 hit points, plus 5% resistance to slashing attacks, plus 10% resistance to piercing attacks. This glistening blood drop is hard and smooth as a pearl. When placed on the tongue, it dissolves instantly and spreads through the user's bloodstream. The charm stimulates the user's blood into clotting and scabbing over existing wounds, healing any minor damage the user may have suffered before consuming the charm. Furthermore, as long as the charm is in effect, the user's blood becomes more aware of new wounds that occur, especially any attacks that draw blood. The charmed individual becomes more resistant to slashing and piercing attacks as their blood clots and scabs, the blood clots and scabs over the wound as soon as the flesh is torn. Let's go ahead and put that up there. We've got some more bandages. Plus 2 to 8 hit points, plus 1 to armor class. Usable only by the Nameless One and Mort. This is a sealed jar of embalming fluid. It is used as a preservative for dead bodies. As an added benefit, the smell of the fluid is more than sufficient to mask the smell of any rotting bodies it is used on. Effects are temporary. Junk. This is a collection of junk. Small springs, broken bolts, and a cracked gear or two. It looks like someone felt these pieces might be useful one day, but they seem pretty useless to you. So I'll probably be able to sell those for cash or something. Suppose I'll put that up there in the quick item slot. Iron pry bar, 1 to 6 damage crushing, so it's basically a club. It can be used to pry open doors, chests, and even the occasional reluctant ribcage. It also makes a good bludgeoning weapon when there's no time for subtlety. So would that be like... use it as a weapon? It shows up as a Morning Star there. Hello! The corpse's meaty head was clearly severed at some point and hastily sewn back on. Several different sets of stitching, all in various states of unraveling, seem to indicate that the head is constantly being knocked back, often reattached during the course of its work. A number, 79, has been cut into its temple, circumcised by a fanged circle that appears to have been branded on its forehead. Let's examine the fanged circle. The fanged circle looks like it was a brand on the corpse's forehead long ago, presumably before it died. It might be a religious icon of some sort, or a rite of passage. You notice that one of the recesses between the inner fangs has a small triangle within it, as if it has some special significance. I wonder if the space between the fangs matched the grooves on this copper earring I have.
Updated my journal.
The corpse makes no reply. It looks as if it is too far gone to answer any of your questions. Leave the corpse in peace. This looks to be the corpse of a well-aged, even ancient woman, aside from the embalming fluid stink. The stitches sealing her mouth and the number 679 stitched onto her right cheek. It's likely she looks only slightly different now than she did in her final years. So, doing anything later? The corpse continues to stare at you. Very well, then. Hello? This animated skeleton smells horrible. As if it had only been freshly stripped and prepared, I suppose. Its jaw and major joints are tightly bound with leather straps, and a rough smock has been thrown over it. The number 1221 has been chiseled into its forehead. Pardon me, but do you have any Grey Poupon? Have you seen any skeletons walking around here? I have to ask, why the smock? I mean, it's not like you have anything to be modest about. The skeleton makes no reply. Great talking to you, Bones. Stay healthy. I wonder if this Greybeard would mind if I borrowed his body. Greybeard? Greybeard, you know, geezer, old feller, yellow dog, old. Something tells me you'd be twice as annoying if you had arms. I don't think he's in any position to object. Why not take his body? Mort studies the skeleton for a moment, then shakes his head. Nah, I'd need a fresher one than this. And something with a little more dignity. This one's all creaky and fractured. And you're not? Oh, you're a sack full of laughs. Mort glares at you. Besides, you're one to talk, Burke. Mirrors beg for mercy when you're around. Oh yeah, at least I have all my parts. Mort snorts. You're not quite sure how he managed it without lungs. Well, I'm not quite sure how he managed to, or a nose. I'm also not sure how he talks without, lungs, but let me tell you, Mort, there's nothing more satisfying than walking around, swinging your arms, breathing the crisp air through the lungs. It's great to have a body. I'll have you know that helping you escape the preparation room has now been added to my growing list of regrets. Mort snorts again. I should have let you rot. Some more, that is. Glad you feel that way. Let's go. I hope I'm not, like, pissing him off. I kind of wanted to, like, you know, be jovial and stuff. Hello, Mr. Zombie. How's it going? The numbers 613 are cut deeply into this plodding corpse's forehead, but an inch of shredded leathery skin separates the 1 and the 3. Looking closely, you can barely make out a 2 carved there. So, seen anything interesting going on? Corpse continues to stare at you. You there, hold! Uh-oh. Nope. Busy. I gotta check this. Mortuary sanctum key. I will take that. I don't know where this is. Stairs going down, apparently. Nothing there. A hammer. Nothing. Well, let's take these stairs down. See where they take me. Ah. And now we can go down here. Can we go in there?
I'm gone.
We can. Excellent. I can pick that up, apparently. Cleaning rags and bandages. This damp mass of rags looks like it's been used to mop up blood and other less savory body fluids. That's just lovely. It's the same thing. Hello, Mr. Zombie. The especially ghastly-looking female corpse is missing its ears, nose, and lips. In order to sew her jaw closed, whoever prepared her had to draw the skin especially tight around her mouth. You can still see a line of crooked yellowed teeth through the open slit that remains. The number 891 has been carved into the flesh of her brow. So, doing anything later? Apparently not. So we're back here. Can we go down here? We can. Probably should have saved it first. Zombie worker. This doddering corpse has had its eyes sewn shut as well as its mouth and the number 732 carved into its brow. The threadwork that keeps its ocular cavity sealed looks extremely old. You wonder if the eyes were sewn shut before or after the man's death. You notice he is carrying a huge tome in his hands, as if he's taking it somewhere. Let's take the tome from his hands, carefully. You carefully take the tome from the corpse's hands. It doesn't seem to notice. The tome appears to be a book of enchantments and wards. It is filled with diagrams and charts detailing various aspects of the necromantic arts. The book itself is extremely heavy. As awkward as the zombie is, it must be extremely strong. Let's examine the corpse again. Sorry about taking that book from you. It just looked too interesting to pass up. Let's take that. Let's see, Dustman request. A note written on a scrap of dry parchment. Contact the necromancer responsible for raising Contractual Worker 42. I know he's examined the skeleton before, but I am certain the initial raising of the body was warped. The worker still responds to commands, but when it has completed a task, it resumes pacing in the same circular pattern as it did before. Dahl recently informed me that Worker 42 exhibited that same walking pattern when it was a zombie decades ago. There may be a soul echo in the marrow, or the skeleton's age may have caused the magic animating him to decay. One of the initiates suggested it may be following an order issued by a higher-ranking dustman in the past, but I found no records of such an order. Whatever the reason for its behavior, the matter is to be resolved, or the worker replaced. Tome of Bone and Ash. This worn, leather-bound tome lists diagrams and charts detailing several minor wards and enchantments. There are numerous drawings of skeletons, bones, and the manner by which they may be preserved over time. Of particular interest is the section regarding guardians. Apparently the dustmen animate corpses of fallen giants to serve as guardians for the mortuary. To make them even deadlier, armory and enchantments are woven into their breastplates to help shield them from attacks. The book is much too complex for you to absorb all at once, but it looks as if you could refer to certain sections when the need arises. Okay.
I'm gone.
Another rusty, blood-covered slab. Hello? You see a male corpse with the number 331 chiseled onto his skull. His eyes and lips are stitched closed, and there is a gaping hole torn in his throat. He smells foul. Let's see if there's anything around here. You there, hold! Oh, Nelly. Nope. Dang it. The dustman regards you with a stony gaze. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. I had some questions. If you're not lost, what is your business here? I'm here to see someone. Who are you here to see? I'm here to see Dahl. Dahl is most likely in the receiving room on the second floor. He is quite busy and not in the best of health. Unless you have pressing business, I would not disturb him. Very well, thanks for the information. The dustman nods and returns to his duties. Excellent. Can I talk to you again? Oops. Okay, so apparently he will turn hostile if I talk to him again and don't do that thingy again. Let's see. I guess it's this one. No. Oh, 334. Derp.
Done.
Wait, this is the first floor? This is a heavy barred gate of rusted steel. There doesn't appear to be any way of opening it. Yeah, apparently this is the, Oh, I guess it's like, yeah, going up. Never mind. I thought we were going down. No, I'm lost. I had some questions. If you're not lost, what is your business here? Here to see someone. Here to see Dahl. Thank you. Let's talk to the zombie. This reanimated male corpse has the numbers 1041 carved onto its forehead. Despite its taut, desiccated flesh, it is apparent that its features once had a rather exotic cast to them. The zombie's lips have been stitched closed, most likely to prevent it from moaning incessantly, and it smells strongly of formaldehyde. Another zombie. Hello! This woman's corpse pauses in its trudging about as you approach. You notice the number 114 is carved into her forehead. Her mouth has been sewn shut, but the threading is slowly coming loose, and faint moans issued from between her lips. Okay. Another slab. Can I go through here? Apparently I can. So it seems like it's a good thing that I talked to Doll first, because now I can say that I'm here to see him. This looks like a large tomb. The marble surface gives it a rather elegant look. The plaque on this bier reads, "Here lies Deionarra." Hello? You see a strikingly beautiful ghostly form before you. Seems kind of familiar to the opening sequence. Her arms are crossed and her eyes are closed. She has long flowing hair and her gown seems stirred by some ethereal breeze. As you watch, she stirs slightly and her eyes flicker. What's up?
You. What is it that brings you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some shred of use for you, my love.
I pissed you off in a former life, didn't I? My love, do I know you? The spirit makes a begging motion with her hands. How can it be that the thieves of the mind continue to steal my name from your memory? Do you not remember me, my love? The ghost stretches out her arms. Think. Her voice becomes desperate again. The name Deionarra must evoke some memory within you. Maybe if you told me my name? Nope, sorry, my memories are lost to me. Lie. Yes, a name does sound familiar. I think I feel a stirring of memory. Tell me more. Perhaps your words shall chase the shadow from my mind. Oh, at last the fates show mercy. Even death cannot chase me from your mind, my love. Do you not see? Your memories shall return. Tell me how I can help you, and I shall. Do you know who I am? You are one both blessed and cursed, my love. And you are one who is never far from my thoughts and heart. Blessed and cursed? What do you mean? The nature of your curse should be apparent, my love. Look at you. She points at you. Death rejects you. Your memories have abandoned you. Do you not pause and wonder why? Every single day, lady. I'm still trying to get my bearings, actually. What else can you tell me about myself? I know that you once claimed you loved me and that you would love me until death claimed us both. I believed that, never knowing the truth of who you were, what you were. And what am I? I cannot. She suddenly freezes and she speaks slowly, carefully, as if her voice frightens her. The truth is this. You are one who dies many deaths. These deaths have given the knowing of all things mortal, and in your hand lies the spark of life and death. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves that can bring forth. As Deonara speaks the words, a crawling sensation wells up in the back of your skull. You suddenly feel compelled to look at your hand. As you lift it up and look at it, you can see the blood coursing sluggishly through your arm, pouring into your muscles, and in turn giving strength to your bones.
Updated my journal.
And I got 1,000 experience points. And you know Deionarra is right. You suddenly remember how to coax the dimmest spark of life from a body and bring it forth. The thought both horrifies you and intrigues you. You've remembered how to raise others from the dead. To access this ability, select the Special Abilities button from the quick menu. You can only use this on party members that have died in your presence. It will not work on anyone who does not travel with you, and it will not work on party members you remove from the party while they are dead. Okay. I had other questions. Can you... I think we went through most of these. Can you tell me where I am? Where are you? Why, you are here with me, my love. As in the times when life was something both of us shared. Now it is the eternal boundary that separates us. Eternal boundary? Deionarra sounds saddened. It is a barrier I fear you shall never cross, my love. It is a barrier between your life and what remains of mine. I see. Perhaps you could answer some other questions. I need to escape this place. Can you help me? As you are about to ask Deionarra the question, it catches in your throat. It occurs to you that if you tell her you are looking for an escape route, she may feel you are abandoning her. If you're going to ask her how to leave, you'll need to be delicate about it. Deionarra, I'm in danger. Can you guide me to a place of safety? I shall return as soon as I can to speak with you again. In danger? Deionarra looks concerned. Of course, my love. I will aid you in any way I can. She closes her eyes for a moment, and you watch an ethereal zephyr pass through her body, stirring her hair. After a moment, the zephyr dies, and her eyes slowly open. Perhaps there is a way. Yes? Ooh, 500 experience points. I sense that this place holds many doors shrouded from mortal eyes. Perhaps you could use one of these portals as a means of escape. Portals? But I don't have a gun. Portals are holes in existence leading to destinations in the inner and outer planes. If you could find the proper key, you could escape through one. Do you know which key would be good? Deonara pauses for a moment, as if attempting to remember. Portals will reveal themselves when you have the proper key. Unfortunately, these keys can be almost anything: an emotion, a piece of wood, a dagger of silvered glass, a scrap of cloth, a tune you hum to yourself. I fear that the dustmen are the only ones who would know the keys you could use to leave their halls, my love. Then I shall ask one of them. Farewell, Deionarra. Hold a moment. I have learned much when I traveled with you, my love. And what you have lost, I have retained. I have not divulged all that I know to you. My sight is clear, whilst you fumble in the darkness for a spark of thought. What could you possibly say that would be of any interest to me? Ooh. And what is it your sight sees that I do not? Time itself relaxes its hold as the chill of oblivion slowly claims us, my love. Glimpses of things yet to come swarm across my vision. I see you, my love. I see you as you are now, and... Deionarra grows quiet. Why are you suddenly silent? Has your ranting tired you? What is it? What do you see? I see what lies ahead for you. It ripples through the plains, stemming outward from this point. Shall I speak of what I see? Tell me. First, I require a promise you will return, that you will find some means to save me or join me. I find it hard to believe that a woman I once loved would blackmail promises from me with the promise of revelations. Have you no faith in me, Deionarra? That's pretty cruel. The price of such a promise is too high. Lie. I swear I will find some means to save you or join you. Why would that be a lie? I will make no such promise, Spectre. Tease me not with the future. Speak your peace or be gone. I will do what I can. Make vow. I will oh, okay, that's just saying that I'm lying about it. I swear I will find some means to save you or join you. Yeah, I like that.
This is what my eyes see, my love. Unfettered by the shackles of time.
Okay.
You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality, given life and twisted by the laws of the plains.
Okay.
You shall come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow.
Aren't they all?
Where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive and be immortal no longer.
So what, like a phylactery?
I know that you must die while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You were not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond, into the lands of the dead.
Literally every single one of these planes is technically the lands of the dead. Die while I still can?
Updated my journal.
I do not doubt your ability to rise from the dead. I do believe that every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories. You claim you have lost your memory. Perhaps it is a side effect of countless deaths? If so, what more will you lose in successive deaths? If you lose your mind, you will not even know enough to realize that you cannot die. You shall truly be doomed. Countless deaths? How long has this been going on? I do not truly know. except that it has gone on long enough. Okay, I had some other questions. Nothing now, Deionarra, though I shall return. Farewell.
I shall wait for you in death's halls, my love.
She smiles, but there is only sadness in it. She closes her eyes, and with an ethereal whisper, she fades. You back with me, Chief? You kind of drifted out on me there. No, I'm fine. Do you know who that spirit was? Spirit? That specter I was talking to, that woman. You're rattling your bone box with some woman? Where? Mort looks around excited. What did she look like? She was right on top of the beard. Didn't you see her? No. You just kind of drifted off for a bit there. Just stood there, statue-like. I was a little worried you'd gone addled on me again. No, I'm fine, I think. Let's move on. Goodbye, Deonara. Well, actually, let's quick save. Anything in here? Giant skeleton. Can I talk to you? Before you is a giant skeleton in ornate bronze armor. The armor has been bolted onto the skeleton's frame, and a series of elaborate symbols have been carved across the breastplate. You wonder where the skeleton came from. You weren't aware they made humans in this size. The huge blade in its hands looks like it weighs as much as a wagon cart. Mind if I hold that blade for a second? You must be getting tired of holding it. Let's examine the giant skeleton carefully. The skeleton's intricate bronze armor is riveted onto its rib cage and shoulder blades with a series of iron bolts. As you study the frame behind the armor, you notice the same iron bolts are set into the skeleton's shoulder, elbow, pelvic, and knee joints. A mass of thick leather cords and heavy knotted ropes run along the length of the skeleton's arms and legs, woven in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. Examine the armor. Despite the armor's obvious age, it looks well cared for. It shines brightly, and the symbols engraved on the breastplate seem to flow in the firelight, shifting slightly whenever you try to focus on them. Hey, how about this skeleton, Mort? Will this do as a body? Mort grins. Is that a yes or... Ah, sorry. Mort floats up to the head of the skeleton, stares at it, then floats back down, studying the armor and the blade as he descends. Oh, yes. Yes. I think this'll do. Alright, then give me a second to pry the head off this thing. I don't know. This thing looks like more than you can handle. I think we better just leave it alone. And what in Bator did you ask me if I wanted it for, then? Practicing your cruelty skills? Mort bobs indignantly. And after all I've done for you. I was thinking of your safety, Mort. I'm more worried attaching your head to this thing would hurt you somehow. Mort stares at you for a moment. What, did we get married at some point? What's all this I don't want you to get hurt wash? Mort glares at you. If you really cared, you'd find a way to get my head on that giant skeleton's body. Alright, then give me a second to pry the head off this thing. This is gonna go badly, I'm sure. It's a good thing that I saved it. As you're about to do so, you suddenly stop, and your eyes are drawn to the skeleton's armor. Something about the symbols engraved on its breastplate makes you pause. If these skeletons are guardians, then disturbing them may awaken them. That's a risk I'm willing to take. As you touch the skeleton, an iron bell starts tolling throughout the mortuary. And with lightning-like speed, the skeleton awakens, raising its blade to attack. You wish you'd stayed dead, Bones. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to wish that it had stayed dead.
I'm hurt.
You're not kidding there.
Looks like death's come for the bill.
Worse than last time.
Oh, hey. So you just wake up here, huh? Nameless One takes 34 slashing damage from Giant Skeleton on a critical hit. Yeah, that's a lot. I'm not going to actually go through with that.
I'm gone.
There's a crescent hatchet there. Sorry, Mort. Maybe later. That leads back there. That leads there. Well, we didn't fully explore it this way, so we'll go back and around this way, I think. Zombie worker. Oh, that's you. Alright. Let's see. Crescent hatchet. 2 to 7 slashing. Axes. Speed 10. Weight. Oh, Lord. What can I give you? Let's see. This is a hammer. Hammer. Axe. I don't know how you carry this stuff, Mort, but you go ahead and do that. I mean, you can carry 90 pounds, so that's weight 2. There we go. You're gonna be my my pack skull, Mort. These metallic blue tapestries are made of thin chain links. Sogo, Dustman Guard. These are heavy tapestries made of some shiny fabric, the symbol of a screaming skull with sharp blades protruding from its sides is woven into the tapestry. You there, hold! What do you want? You cannot initiate dialogue. Dustman Guard appears busy. You see a stern-looking man in black robes. He's glaring at you suspiciously. You, state your business. I seem to have gotten turned around in these halls. Are there any guides around who can direct visitors? Lean in as if to whisper something to him, then snap his neck. My only business is that I am bound for the exit. I mean to cause no trouble. We'll start with this first one. The dustman frowns. He seems skeptical. There are guides that can direct you to the antechamber. Do not wander the mortuary unescorted. Oh, thank you for your assistance. I will speak to the guide. That appears like it might lead out. There's an odd symbol on this plaque. It looks like a screaming skull with sharp blades protruding from its side. You see a tired-looking man in a black robe. His narrow face is extremely pale, and he doesn't look as if he has been sleeping. His shoulders are slumped, and the flesh sags loosely beneath his bloodshot eyes. He looks so lost in thought he doesn't even notice you. Yo.
Updated my journal.
Greetings. The man turns to face you and makes a slight bow. You suddenly notice that his eyes aren't bloodshot so much as they have a red tinge to them. I am Sogo. How may I... He suddenly seems to notice your scars, and the corner of his mouth twitches. I'm sorry, sir. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. I had some questions. I do not recall admitting you. Sogo looks at you suspiciously, and his eyes gleam red in the light of the torches. May I ask what you are doing here? I was here for an interment earlier, paying my respects. I'm ready to leave, but I seem to have gotten turned around. Can you help me find the exit? I'm here to see someone. I'm here to see Deionarra. That would probably be bad. Let's say it, though. Deionarra, there's a woman by that name interred in the Northwest Memorial Hall. Is that who you were looking for? Yes. Can you tell me what happened to her? I do not know, but she has been here for quite some time. Her father might know what befell her. He visits here from his offices in the upper ward frequently. It was his wish that she be placed in the memorial hall here. Thanks for the directions. I will go pay my respects. Sogo nods, and his mouth twitches again. He doesn't even seem to be aware of it. Return when you have paid your respects, and I will unlock the front gate for you. It is after 9 bells, so you'll have to leave as soon as you conclude your business. Thank you. I will return. And this guy's gonna come up. Seem to have gotten turned around. Thank you. That goes up. Let's go this way first. This just leads back here. Alright. So let's go up there. That's the same thing. Okay, so that's back here. Wait, really? Those stairs lead to the exact same place? Is there an actual, like, area view map that I could look at? Oh, you know what? Let's go see if we can talk
I'm
to
gone.
Dahl about Deionarra. Deionarra. Hello. Had some more questions for you. Nope. Alright. I could tell him about the other guy, but I don't see any real reason to if he's just spying. Come on. Ah, over here. Alright.
All right.
I checked those already. Let's go through here and investigate this. Skeleton worker. The skeleton has either seen a great deal of combat or has fallen down one too many staircases. Both of its arms and legs have been broken and rebuilt with the aid of leather straps and thin iron rods. The front of its skull bears the numbers 863, but the back of the skull has caved in, forming an empty cavity. You notice that someone has taken advantage of this and tucked a rolled-up piece of parchment inside the skull. Well, let's go ahead and take it. You slip the parchment out of the worker's skull. Oddly enough, it looks as if the skull cavity is intended to store messages. A tiny string is attached to the parchment from a hook bolted inside the skull, as if to keep the parchment from accidentally falling out. Unhook the string, take the parchment. You unhook the string and glance over the parchment. It looks like a reminder from one of the mortuary custodians. Judging from the note, the skeleton seems to be a walking messenger of sorts. As you take a second glance at the skeleton, you realize that it is stopped in front of the slab because it can't figure out how to move past it. Let's examine the skeleton again. The skeleton looks like it has seen a great deal of action. Okay, that's the same thing. Examine the skeleton carefully. Someone has taken care to bind the bones of the skeleton with leather straps, woven around the body in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. The straps are secured to metal bolts punched into the skeleton's joints. The skeleton looks like it has seen a great deal of service. Many of its bones are chipped, and its numerous fractures are bound with sealant and foul-smelling glue. Try to pry out the joint bolts? Oh, Chief, that's vandalism. Those bolts are probably the only thing that holding that bag of bones together. Necromancy only goes so far with these old fellows, don't you know? No, I didn't want to cause any permanent damage. Ah, it's not a problem. Mort does a strange bobbing motion that you think might be a shrug. Just wasn't sure if you knew that or not. By all means, go on ahead. Let's go ahead and try and do that. Using your pry bar, you rip the bolts from the skeleton's joints. The skeleton collapses, some of its bones still twitching. Sorry about that, Bones. Oops. But we get a wooden club. The number 1146 is carved on the forehead of this walking corpse. Its lips are sewn together with coarse black thread. The entire body is covered in horrible scars, worse even than your own, as if its owner had been burned to death. Its nose, ears, and several digits are missing, presumably charred away in some long-ago conflagration. As you block its path to get its attention, it stops and gazes at you with vacant eyes. Okay. Some more junk to give to Mort. Dustman Embalming Charm, lesser. And Mortuary Task List. Another Clot Charm. More bandages.
Open.
Forced it.
83 is that 83? I think so. A Bone Charm and a Corpse Fly Charm. Another needle and thread. go talk to this guy. The skeleton seems particularly old. The leather straps binding it together creaking and worn. The word repent has been carefully engraved into its forehead with some amount of skill. A rougher hand later chiseled 996 onto both its temples. Examine the skeleton carefully. Someone has taken care to bind the bones of the skeleton with, let's go ahead and do that. You there, hold! My inventory is full. Well, that's easy enough to fix. Let's see, the Bone Charm, +2 to armor class, +2 to armor class versus crushing attacks, 15% resistance to crushing attacks. This old fingerbone charm has been hollowed out, and tiny symbols have been scratched on its surface. A user must snap it in 2 to activate it. When snapped, the bone charm temporarily strengthens the user's skeleton and acts as a ward against breaks and fractures. The charm gives the user an overall bonus to their armor class and additional resistance against crushing attacks. You go ahead and hold that junk. Iron Spike. Corpsefly Charm invokes Swarm Curse. This corpsefly looks like it was frozen. It appears to be dead, but you can't be sure. The magic contained within the charm is activated when the insect is consumed. When swallowed, the recipient suddenly becomes extremely nauseous. A few seconds later, the charmed individual expels a stream of insects from their nose and mouth. Provided the charmed individual can keep their wits about them after the casting, the caster can send this cloud to attack a target. Okay. Dustman Embalming Charm, Lesser, invokes Embalming Minor. Usable only on Nameless One and Mort. The strange metal bracelet has directions inscribed on the side of it. Judging from the crude text, it appears that the bracelet works by being held by a living creature. Then, while pronouncing a mantra to the true death, it is touched to the forehead of a zombie or skeleton. When this is done, the minor enchantment held within the item spreads through the corpse, strengthening their bones, killing traces of corpse rot and or grave mold, and helping to seal minor tears in the skin. Note, this item will work on either you or Mort. Simply place it in your quick item slot, then use it from the quick menu on Mort, or have Mort use it on you, in order for it to take effect. When cast, the target gains +2 to 8 temporary hit points, and a temporary bonus of +1 armor class for a half hour. The extra hit points will heal the target if he is less than max hit points, or they will give him bonus hit points for a half hour. Let's go ahead and give those to Mort. Let's see, Mortuary Reminder Notice. We'll go ahead and read that later. I think it's actually about time to end the episode. So let's go ahead and take that now. While this person slowly walks towards me. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. I had some questions. I'm here to see someone. I am here to see Doll. Very well, thank you for the information. Alright, and I believe it is time to end the episode, so we'll go ahead and do that, and when we come back, we will continue exploring this, and then see what we can do about finding our way out of here. See you next time, everyone.